Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and let's jump straight in. Let's get started on our last weekly outlook for October. It's the 27th of October today. So we're going to start up here on the monthly. I'm going to go through these high time frame monthly, weekly charts very quickly, as nothing has really changed over the previous weeks. Right, so it should be nice and fast for us to get down to the daily, where most of the action and our bias is being read from. Right, but we need to start here on the monthly because this is where the context and the price is being driven on the daily from. Okay, so what do we have here? Our current leg is this bullish leg here from this low to this high. So you can see that I've labeled out the discount of this leg here. So what do we have within this discount? We have a BPR, right, where we have the overlapping bullish imbalance and bearish imbalance. Okay, and then we also have this imbalance here, this fair value gap, right in the middle of this leg around the equilibrium and discount of price. So why these are relevant is because we created this bullish leg from taking this sell side liquidity, mitigating this bullish POI, this imbalance down here. Price has then been bullish ever since, and now we look to have formed a top at this monthly imbalance and order block as well. Right, so at this monthly imbalance where we rejected with this nice sort of high test doji candle here, and we also took some previous months buy side liquidity before that closure. So we took buy side liquidity from above these highs here that formed the imbalance, right, rejecting that imbalance and taking buy side liquidity from some previous months, and you can see how the bullish momentum died out, and at the moment with 4 days left we're forming a bearish candle. So that looks good to me on the monthly, and now that is giving me a bias for the monthly to have a bearish pullback. Now this would be the zone here, the first zone that price would likely be drawn to in the discount. Okay, now this may play out over months, okay, so it's nothing immediate, but it will be the high time frame draw on price. So we'll see probably next year at some point if price makes it down here. But we have sell side liquidity targets on the way, such as this previous monthly low here. So now let's drop down to the weekly and get a closer picture on all of that. Right, so here's zoomed in on the weekly. Don't worry if any of this confuses you. I'm about to go through this and explain this now. So we had our weekly bullish leg here, right, after rejecting this bullish imbalance, forming this bullish leg. Right, price muddled around here, especially during those summer months, creating this consolidation between this fair value gap and order block. Okay, price is still yet to break through that cleanly, right? However, just like where we saw on the monthly, price has topped out here, taking that buy side liquidity from previous monthly highs into that monthly imbalance. You can see this lovely high test candle, and we have since moved down in price since then. However, this was a trend line of sell side liquidity, so you can see prices kind of reacted from there, which is why it's sort of struggling as well to break through these zones and this order block. Now our current weekly leg is from this low here to this high up here. Okay, so this is our bullish leg from this discount to this premium. Right, so for me the weekly has not yet changed into bearish price action, right, into bearish structure, because this low is not yet broken, but I am expecting weekly bearish candles to form following that monthly bias to pull back to this fair value gap zone here. Right, we will have targets between there for our day trading, such as these weekly lows, this August 1st low here. You'll see what this is in a minute with this line through the middle. Right, this is our market maker sell model here, very clearly on the daily, but we're working within this bullish leg here on the weekly. So the weekly hasn't aligned essentially in terms of structure for that bearish pullback just yet, but I am expecting bearish price action. Our more pressing and more immediate targets will be previous weekly low, the lows before that, these equal lows, and then obviously that August sell side liquidity. Okay, so the weekly is less on side, but you can see where we've topped out and we're starting to move lower. So I hope that's clear, but once we get on the daily, everything will be much clearer. The weekly is, as I said, a bit less clear, but this is what I'm expecting the scenario to be. So let's move down to the daily, right, where everything will be a lot more understood. Right, so here on the daily, let's go through this model now. This is a market maker sell model. I've said that in the previous videos. If you want to look that up more, obviously ICT teaches that. All right, we have our buy side curve here, BSC, and sell side curve here, SSC, right? So this is where price was building that bullish price action that we were seeing since August and obviously way before that. So this is our fractal, our market maker sell model fractal on the daily, okay? So this nice triangle formation here that it will form. So this is what we're using mainly for our day trades here. So we have all of these bearish POIs or PDAs that price is respecting. So if we look at this high here that formed, then price broke down, came back, retested this BPR, right? This bullish imbalance and bearish imbalance, rejected, formed that first leg. Then we pulled back now into our OTE, inverse fair value gap, imbalance, and order block here. Price rejected that nicely with this candle and then continued making that second leg, confirming our sell side curve. So I hope that's very clear. You can see these lows where price targets that internal liquidity. Price made this nice bearish leg here, right? Taking all of this weak sell side liquidity as well, right? These lows that were available to be targeted, right? Broke beneath the BPR areas that was holding price previously, okay? So we've got nice clear bearish structure, bearish order flow, bearish trend on the daily. Now that's following what we see to be a monthly pullback as well, okay? We have this BPR below that will also attract price, and we may get a reaction from, we may get some sort of bullish reaction from to maybe create another lower high from, right? We'll get our lower low into this area here, pull back, lower high, and possibly continue down to this August 1st sell side liquidity, completing our market maker sell model fractal, right? But there will be further targets if we are to continue bearish with that monthly model coming for all of this sell side liquidity here and ultimately this monthly zone here. So I hope that's very clear. Just let me know if you have any questions. So back to the daily and the recent price action. You can see we rejected this zone here. We had an OTE, we have a BPR, right? Nice bearish high test rejection, inverse fair value gap as well in that zone here. We created this leg. This is more obviously of a complex leg because now we've broken down, made this higher low, but we are now retesting this BPR here, and hopefully we'll reject and respect this POI and PDA to continue going lower to where targeting our internal previous weekly low sell side liquidity, which is our draw on liquidity for this week, and then down to that sell side liquidity pool here with these equal lows, and then obviously to continue towards this BPR high. I'm expecting daily bearish trend to continue respecting these PDAs, targeting the sell side liquidity targets and completing our market maker sell models. I expect classic sell days to form by midweek, right? Because we usually see our high of the week on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. We have FOMC on Wednesday, so I won't be trading that day, just an FYI. So what I'm looking for is a nice rejection of this BPR. I wouldn't be bothered if we come up and take the buy side liquidity above this Friday high as well today. That would be nice, right? Previous weekly high buy side liquidity and then reject. Even if that happens on Tuesday or something, that would be fine as well. I think the daily is very clear. We have our sell model here. We have our sell model fractal forming here, which is like a 4-hour market maker sell model, which you will see. Okay, and I'll explain how these patterns arise as fractals within the price action. So let's go down to the 4-hour now. So here on the 4-hour, you can see how this pattern is the same, right? You can see we pulled back, which was a bullish trend, a buy side curve on the 4-hour into the daily bearish POIs. I've just left the OTE here. Now you can see we have a buy side curve building this left hand side and a sell side curve building this right hand side here. Our 4-hour market maker sell model fractal with our sell side liquidity pool as the ultimate target there. Now if I zoom out, you can see how it looks the same as that daily model here, right? So what I'm trading are these fractals models in between, okay? So I don't just target the daily low. So you can see we had one here, right? Buy side curve, sell side curve, right? We create that low, we pull back, create a buy side curve, and then now again create a sell side curve. Now, as you can see with this complex pullback here, where we've mitigated this imbalance or BISI, whatever you want to call it, right, and order block, price has now created another pullback into this bearish POI here, this order block and imbalance on the 4-hour. Now what this does is on the 1 hour and M15 create another market maker sell model for us to target for this week. So this is why this previous weekly low here is my draw of liquidity for the week, because we will potentially form a top somewhere here, maybe after taking out these highs, and then now price can build that sell side curve once we get that order flow. So I hope that is clear, right? So we'll have a 1 hour M15 market maker model, right, within the 4 hour market maker model, and within that daily market maker model that is driving price as well. So everything is very aligned, which is good to go short this week, in my opinion. We've taken buy side liquidity above these highs. I would look for probably more buy side liquidity to be taken above these highs, as I said, and then look for price to break down. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Any questions, right? We have a model within a model here because price is fractal. So I'll be trading this fractal here this week. Right, so that's enough for the 4 hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour where we'll continue this. Right, so I think the 1 hour is also building very clear. You can see this buy side curve here building with these higher highs, higher lows, respecting bullish PDAs, POIs, taking this sell side liquidity, creating new highs, and so far respecting this order block and fair value gap here, as you can see, and pushing higher. Now I did have a BPR here just in case price was going to respect it, but that is a Asia POI, I believe, so I'm not surprised that price is violating this here. So it may push higher, like I said, and come for these highs and this previous weekly high here. Right, whether that's today or tomorrow, we will see. Okay, so you may get some scalps to go long here at some point. So, as I mentioned, this is all weak trend line liquidity, especially this. You can see where the trend line's built up. So it'll be great to target those at some point, maybe tomorrow, today, we'll see. And we have my target draw of liquidity this week, which is that previous weekly low, sell side liquidity, as I explained, because I'll be looking to trade this fractal here on the 1 hour. So at the moment, the lower time frame 1 hour order flow and M15 is still bullish, creating this buy side curve. I'm waiting for price to top out somewhere and start creating those lower lows and respecting the bearish PDAs, which it isn't currently, right, as you can see, which means it will have bearish order flow, right, to follow that daily trend. So we're just waiting for that, and then this curve, this line here, I'll put it wherever price tops out. So I hope that's clear for you. And then I'll expect daily bearish candles to form. And then on the 4 hour, the larger model we'll be looking for to target these lows. And then on the daily again, we'll be looking for that daily market maker sell model to continue driving price for the rest of the month and into next month down towards these August lows, most likely. So I hope that was clear for this weekly outlook. Any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week.